Hey, how you guys doing? This is IvyICleX, and yeah, this is my new tutorial. And yeah, I've had a couple people request for a new tutorial, and this is the most up-to-date version of my point A to point B elevator, or just my up and down elevator with instant extension. So in this video, we're going to be doing two different versions, but it's basically, I'm going to build the survival friendly version, and then we're just going to add on a circuit to make it have instant extension, instant retraction. So this is kind of a two-in-one. So it won't interfere with the build. So let's go ahead and look at the changes. First thing I changed was the delay that you see on my old video. And for people that are new, you might want to just skip to where I'm starting to dig the hole. But yeah, so no delay on it. It's got a one button feature now, which it does a slow call down, and then when it's down and you hit the button from up here, it does an instant extension. And when you're down here and you hit the button when it's up, it will quickly retract it. So that's that. Take a look at the new circuitry. We've got a new light blue circuit. That's what takes the delay out of it. And we've got a more advanced monostable here. This thing is really reliable, really fast, but it is orientational. But it won't be in the future because they are going to update it. So let's get on with the tutorial, Alright, so now that it's daytime, what you're going to want to do is we got to take some notes real quick, and that is, when I say orientational, that means that it has to be facing a certain direction when you build this. So you need to be facing left or right of your map, or east or west. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It's the most reliable way to make this elevator. And so yeah, another thing you're going to need to know is that we're going to be digging a hole that is 9 by 9 by 3 deep, but you do need a 4th block's worth of space. Now this is my sandstone map, so me and a couple friends built it, and it is actually 4 blocks tall. So you do not want to build this directly on bedrock. If you're building this on a flat map, you're going to need to put a 12 by 12 area to build on. And if you're on a normal map, if you build it on the bedrock, you're going to want to add a layer. Alright, so let's get on with this now that we got those. Make sure you got your right orientation. Make sure that you have 4 blocks worth of space. So let's go ahead and do this. So first thing you're going to want to do is dig a 9 by 9 by 3 hole. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then 9, and it'll be a 9 again, and you can see I already dug this out. Alright, so now that we have our hole dug, first thing we're going to do is just build a deck real quick, which is 1 block away from the hole and 1 block in from the hole. This is actually a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 3 by 9 area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And this is not necessary. It's just to keep the look of the elevator. So now you want to go to the back of the hole facing the deck. From the back, place a block right along the hole. And then 3 blocks over, 1, 2, and then 3. You're going to need to put another one. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, another one. It should match our deck. You're going to need a spacing of 3 here and a spacing of 2. So that's what we should have. At this point, you're going to want to come in the front, knock a hole there, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 4 here. Grab a button, put it there. And then what we're going to need to do now is just count where we need our spacing. So this elevator is 10 pistons high. So this counts as block 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And that should be where our deck is. So I'm just going to put a little 4 block area there. And then you're going to want to come in here and do the same thing, except for you're going to want to bring it up 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So the total height of the structure we're building is 14. And so now we can go ahead and just do this little deck. Come 1 block out from the frame there. And it's a 3 by 9 area, I think. Like that. Come down here, bring this up, same height, and then just put sandstone in here. Okay, that's our structure. Next thing we're going to want to do is do our safety guard, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks out, and then another 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to want to come here in front of the button, knock a 2 by 2 area out. You're going to want to put 2 sticky pistons, 1 lower than the wood, and then turn around and put 2 normal pistons like that, and then on top of the stickies 2 wooden blocks. Alright, so now we want to go back facing the back of the elevator. We're going to want to put a block here, 1 down, and then 1 up, like that, and then 3. You're going to want to put a repeater here and a repeater here. And now we can go ahead and just build this frame. This back section only needs to go level with the floor we're doing. Like that. And at this point you can go ahead and put this top section on. Just like that. Alright, so let's come down here, and then every other block you're going to need a space like that, and then you want to do the same on this side. And then on this top one you're going to want to put an extra block because we do not need a repeater there. Now you're going to want to put repeaters on 1 tick, which is no delay, just like that. Now you want to come in here, and everywhere there's a repeater you're going to want to place a piston, just like that. Come down here on the bottom, do the same thing, just where there's repeaters. And then as a special you need to put 1 more up here, just 1 higher, and that's going to be our highest piston. Alright, now you want to come down here, put normal pistons, should cover up the repeaters, just like that, and then cover these. Alright, so that is step 1 completed. So this is what we should have now. And so for a little added touch to finish this, this is just for covering. So I put that there so it looks nice when we cover it. So that's finished. Alright, so at this point we're going to go ahead and start on step 2, which is our blue circuit. So you're going to want to come in behind the elevator, put a block here, and then count 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So a total of 4, and then 2 out on the end like that. Knock this block out, repeater on 4, repeater on 2 ticks of delay, redstone, just like that. And on this side you're going to want to go right below the piston, do a little pattern like that. And then here you're going to want to do a 3 by 3 or 2 by 3 like that. And I'm going to go ahead and just do that all the way up. Now while I'm doing this, I can also tell you that the spacing in between that I'm covering up is specifically so that when you hit the button, the elevator lights up and you can see all the redstone behind it. The light transfers through and it just looks really cool. But you can fill it. You can actually fill that if you don't like that. I myself like it, so it's also less material. Then you're going to need one more on top, and this is just so our button circuitry can sit on top of it. Alright, at this point on the top, it's the same as the bottom, it's slightly different. You just need, so this top one is the same as the bottom, just like that. You can see that there's no repeater to power. That way this piston does not extend up, and that's what makes it come level on the top. So at this point, we can do the other repeater timings, which is 2 repeaters like that, one on full, one on one. So full and one, full and one. Alright, so now you need to have repeaters in the back, and they need to be on 2 ticks of delay. Alright, redstone, alright, now you're going to want to come down this way, redstone, and that's the blue circuit. If any of these timings are off, it's going to malfunction. So we're going to test that when we move on to step 3, which is the up circuit. So let's go ahead and start on the up circuit, which is basically flush with the back of the blue circuit. You want to put blocks every other. Like that, and then come this way. We'll go ahead and start from the bottom for any survival people, and you're going to want to put blocks just like that. So we got a little step going. Now you're going to want to do the same thing. You want to put blocks like that and basically have a little step pattern like that, and they want to do that all the way up. Now this is the easier way for me to do it. And so it should be level with our 10th block. And so at this point we come in here, and so looking towards the back of the elevator on the front side here of the red circuit, you want the repeaters facing towards the back, and then from the back side they need to be facing towards the front like that. And that's pretty much that. Now you're going to want to come in here and place torches just like that. This top one is part of the smart circuit, so it needs to face up like that. Now we can do 2 things at once here. We can add torches and test our elevator to see if the timings are good. If any of the timings are wrong, you'll have pistons sticking out. You can see that mine are correct, so it's all good. And for anybody that's wondering, you can actually build this up to any height that you'd like. Alright, so that's that. Now we can go ahead and move on to step 4, which is our green circuit. Which this is the easiest way. Survival people too. Just basically want to come up to about right there, and then you're going to come down here, and you're going to want to knock out every other one. You can see that it matches up with the repeater to my right, and then you're going to want to put redstone on them. You should see them light up. Alright, so now we want to build a mirror image of the red circuit. You can see it's the same step pattern. So This is the easiest way to do it, is to just make a little section and make sure it matches the red circuit, and then you're going to want to just bring it up. This is a pretty important step, is that this needs to match one block below 14. So right there, and you just build it up. This is the easy way on survival. You'd want to just repeat what I was doing in the beginning. And so at this point you can come around here and just match it up. Every other block where the torches are needs to be taken out all the way up. And then it's the same on this. You can see every other block, just like that. Same over here. And then same here. So every other block from the bottom. There we go. Now you need repeaters here, same as a red circuit. Alright, these do need timings, and that is 2 ticks on the right and 4 ticks or full delay on the left. Alright, now right below this one, redstone. Make sure I don't miss any. Same here. So you should look just like that now. We're going to want to grab our purple circuit now, and we're going to go ahead and finish our button installation. Alright, so just quickly dig out that area. Put redstone here. Now it's very important that you put a button here to straighten out the redstone, because if you don't, when it's powered, it causes these to get stuck up in the up position. So yeah, that's what that's for. If anybody's wondering why I'm putting a button here, it's to prevent power from powering this block that will power this only on the up position. Alright, so now below this redstone you need a repeater here, and the reason why is that way this redstone powers this block, which then powers the repeater, as you can see. There you go. So just put some redstone like that. Going to want to come in here, dig a line out like that. Alright, so we are going to need a green block real quick. You want to go 2 above the floor, just like that. Repeater, some redstone. 2 purple blocks like that. Redstone. And then you're going to want to put a repeater, dig a hole, piston. Repeater, sticky piston, and that. Dig a hole, repeater. And then just for temporary, you're going to need to dig those 2 out right there. This one's going to be permanent, so just dig those out, leave it for now. Now you're going to want to put redstone all the way up to this point, and then to prevent backfeed and powering this, you're going to basically put a repeater there. And so at this point we can actually test it. You should see it monostable the block. If it doesn't actually toggle the block like that, you're facing the wrong orientation. So yeah, unless you accidentally put a tick, then it's going to do that, which is not going to be what we're looking for. We're looking for a 1 tick pulse, and that's it. Alright, so now that we got that, go ahead and grab a purple block and put it on top there and some redstone. Okay, now that we have that, we're going to need to come over here and dig this out, and just to right here, and just dig that area out. You're going to need to put redstone underneath this circuit, have it come up here like that, and then you can go ahead and grab sandstone or whatever material you're using and cover this back up just like that. All good. Now you're going to want to put 2 blocks underneath those pistons with repeaters, then redstone, and then off of that repeater you're going to want to bring it back, put another repeater right into this red circuit, and that should be all hooked up. Go ahead and test it to make sure it's good. There we go. We see it sent it up, called it down. Alright, let's go ahead and remove that button. We're not going to need it. So at this point, for survival friendly people that are doing this for survival friendly, you want to remove that, and you want to grab yourself one yellow block, place it here, one green block, and connect it in here. Alright, so once you have that, all you need to do is put redstone and then a repeater in like that. So that would be it. That would be a simple up and down elevator. You could just cover all that, cover it up, and you'd have an elevator that's completed. You need to place a button here, and you'd have a simple up and down elevator. Takes some time, that's why I added in the instant extension, instant retraction. Alrighty, so all you'd have to do now is put in some glass. It's very important to have this glass because it's the only thing keeping these pistons from throwing you forward. So literally pushes you up against the glass and then bam. So that's the friendly version. So yeah, for anybody that's doing that version, you know, thanks for watching. And so for anybody else that wants the instant extension, instant retraction, we're going to start on that now, which would be step 7, I'm thinking. Could be wrong. You're going to want to come in here. You're going to want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and an L. Remove these two. You're going to want to do a step pattern like that. It should match right up with the button there. And then you're going to want to come underneath, torch, and then from here you want to just do every other block in a staggered pattern. And that's how high it needs to be, just right with that red block. And so at this point you can come behind here, put torches, just like that. Come on the inside. Alright, so the normal position is for these torches to be on the outside, and the ones on the inside should be off. Now we can finish it off by placing blocks right in front of the torches. They need to be matched just like that, otherwise they will not do a quick retraction. And that's all you need. Now you need redstone. Oops. Alright. So, you do need to put a block here to prevent that from happening. Sorry about that. Alright, so that's quick extension, and we can go ahead and look at the differences between what we've seen before, which is you hit the button, you send it up, and then when you send it down it's really slow. Now it's really fast. There you go. Alright, so you do need to connect it up, and so now you can see what quick extension looks like, or quick retraction looks like. So instead of that really slow thing we just seen, big difference, and that's what it's there for. Alright, now on to step 8, which is our quick extension circuit. Alright, so right here in this red block you're going to need to put a repeater with some redstone, a block on top of the redstone, and then one down, one up, and then same pattern all the way up the elevator. And I do this the easy way, which is to just go up. It needs to be one block higher than the red and blue circuit. we just do the same thing we've been doing. Every other block from the one we popped out, just like that. Come down here, same thing. Alright, now this is a very important step. What we're going to need to do is just come in here, come around here. You're going to need to put blocks like that up against the red circuit all the way up to the top, just to there. And then you're going to want to put repeaters on all of these. Then redstone. Do not need redstone there. So you should keep in mind that you do need redstone here and a repeater as well. If you miss that, it's not going to work. And you're going to need to put a block here, and then we'll put a repeater on that here in a sec. Alright, so come down here to the bottom. And you're going to want to put the repeater facing this direction, so towards this redstone, not that way. And then you want to go up and skip a block, then place a repeater. Skip a block, place a repeater, skip a block, place a repeater. Then you want to face this way, so looking at the green circuit, and place repeaters the opposite direction. So now we're going to do a quick little test. Since it's not hooked up to anything, we can check it. So you can see right here, you're going to need redstone here to complete that circuit, redstone here to complete that circuit, and redstone here. And at this point you can check, do a visual inspection, make sure all the repeaters are on the blue circuit. This one should be off. Make sure all this is lit up. Power is going all the way down to the bottom. Go ahead and shut that off. The elevator should retract, and you're going to want to come in here and just place a repeater. Alright, so that's quick extension, quick retraction hooked up on this. Now we need our buttons. So off of what we've already built, you're going to need to put a 2x2 area like that, then a little L with a repeater, redstone like that, 2 repeaters here, one on full delay, one not on full delay. And what this is going to give us is a pulse lengthener. So you can see that it stays powered past the point of the button retracting, and that gives us what we're looking for. Alright, so right here we need to pop that out, put a sticky piston, and we're going to need a green block right there. Alright, so right here where this repeater is, you're going to need a torch, sticky, yellow block, and it should be like that, a little step. Powered like that. And now we should see our multi-button working. Alright, so you're going to need to put this on 3 ticks, and it's going to delay the button slightly, but you can build this just as high as you would like to. So you can see it did a safe call down. Now it's going to do an instant extension. So this is working good. So now that that's done, we just need to put some glass in on the top as a finishing touch, and just give it a little test run. Alright, so it should be all good to go, and then after we do a little test run, we'll go and I'll show you where you can cover it at, and that way you can get the maximum size out of this. There you go. And you can see that the slow down's working. Instant extension. quick retraction. Alright, so here's a couple notes for covering this. So these are your points for cover right here. It's basically there, and if you look at that sandstone, it'd be like right here. So you can cover all of this. Now, this area right here you don't want to cover with a block because it will cut the redstone off, as you can see. It won't power. So all you'd have to do is just simply do this. Just a little, little thing like that, and then you could just cover this whole thing up. Go all the way up to the top, and and that will give you a real small area for covering. If you're building this in a cave, or maybe into the side of something that already exists, or maybe down in like some kind of ravine or something, you're not going to need these walls here, this wood or the sandstone. You can just have this part here, and maybe change this out for some wood. But you really wouldn't need the deck to be that big. Yeah, this is covered. When you look at the size of this is for being covered. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Comment and subscribe and stuff. And so yeah, before we go ahead and finish, I'm going to say some stuff. Is that this is not like a simple project. It is for some people that have been doing redstone for a long time. This is really easy, to follow directions like this. But I've had people that they miss a repeater and instantly blame me and get angry at me and say really mean things to me on YouTube. And I gotta say, I've been helping out about 100 people. I've probably helped. I went onto their map and just did some timing for them. I don't mind that. But I've actually lately had 3 or 4 people invite me into their map and basically want me to build this for them. And I'm going to tell you right now that, I have a family. I can't just do that. Just yesterday, I spent more time helping people than I did actually playing the game, which is no fun for me. And I didn't even get so much as a thank you on YouTube. Matter of fact, if you look at my views and you look at what people comment, they say, oh, my elevator's not working. I did it exactly like yours. I jump on there, change one repeater, works great. They never comment back, which makes it look like, the elevator doesn't work. It works great. So if you run into a problem, rewatch the video. If you do ask me for help, I'm not going to. Yeah, if you can't figure out how to do this, you should probably make someone else's. I don't want to be so harsh, but I gotta say, I can't just spend all my time, making elevators for people. I mean, if you think that this isn't somebody else's thing, I designed this thing from the ground up. Each circuit is one add-on to another. The survival friendly version, that's my first version. That's the first elevator I ever made. Just that red and green circuit. These came in later because I didn't want to wait. So yeah, it took me time. So if you have trouble on this, just basically if you run into an issue, hey, it's going up and going down, I can't figure out what's wrong with it, you're missing a repeater or a redstone. You can see it's working. I mean, I wrote this one in the beginning. We just built this one and then I wrote it. So yeah, it works. So yeah, comment and tell me what you think of this. I did this the best I could. I kept it daytime as much as possible. I fixed every problem that anybody's ever even said, like they don't like delay in the bottom. My old elevator still works fine. It just has a lot of delay in the circuit. I just tested it and somebody thought a bug, the update broke it, but it didn't. It still works. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and later.